Golly gee, it must be going to be a good one because it keeps cutting me off. I was saying I'm live in Texas. Howdy. You guys better be praying for me because you know I work really hard when I come to Dallas. But I do love it here. So, y'all need to hurry up and ask me some questions because you've got me in the Dunkin' booth, so you should go ahead and ask, okay? I called Alicia right before we went on the air, and I asked her to throw me something real quick while y'all are waiting. There's Alicia, yay! And she said somebody had just asked about staph infection. I really feel very strongly that the best approach is to keep your bacteria balanced to begin with. Hey, Deborah Rose. And so by balancing the good, if you put the good bacteria in and you get enough good guys in there, then the good guys win. That's really the best approach. But also I like Naturopath Silver Wings. Now the reason I like that one is because it's stronger and cheaper, and I trust the lady, and the particles are really small. Okay, so I really like that one. It's not expensive, but nothing viral, fungal, or bacterial can exist in the presence of silver. So I really like people doing the colloidal silver to kill anything that's viral, fungal, or bacterial. Hey, Frank, glad you're with us. So I think that if you get, oh, that's cute. What is that over there? That's a tree. That's not my hair. My hair's not quite that bad. But I think the best approach is to kill the bacteria maybe with the colloidal silver. That's driving me crazy. See, it's a little tree. It's a little tree here at the Council of Families and Children, okay? See, it's a little tree with jewels on it. It is not my hair being quite that wild, okay? Though it is pretty bad. Alicia loves it when I play with my hair. Any second she's going to say, stop it. Okay, so kill the infection with the silver, but then maintain a good balance of good guys and bad guys with the probiotic. And my favorite probiotic now is a Texan probiotic. Blue Bonnet's got a single dose probiotic. I wonder if I have any. They're the first people on the market. Thank you for the hearts. They're the first people on the market that have they can verify the DNA. In other words, they can tell you where this particular bacteria came from. And what's so crazy about it is it's unbelievably strong. Like it comes in 10 billion, 30 billion, 50 billion, and yet these guys I trust, okay? But it's inexpensive. So can you get any better than that? Strong and inexpensive. Okay, y'all, I've got somebody hiding over here that I want y'all to meet. This is
Hi there.
This is
I'm not a
okay.
native to Texas, but I guess
you're
you could
not.
say
I
that I
forgot
am
that
because
part.
I've been here about 12 years.
Yeah. And where would you say you're a native of? This is Mary
Colorado.
Kay, y'all. She's taken such good care of me. Where are you from?
Colorado.
Colorado. Now
Yes.
that fits.
Yes.
That fits.
I grew up in Colorado. I was born in Illinois, grew up in Colorado, and I've lived everywhere, man.
All right. All right.
But
It's
it's a
beautiful.
delight to have this wonderful woman in my home.
That's
It's
so
such a
sweet.
blessing.
She's taken such good care of me. And Jane, I hope you're watching because you need to know she really is taking good care of me. Mary Kay is Jean Anderholm's friend, and she introduced me to her. But I can't tell you, we were best friends, but we were friends before we ever met.
Oh, yes, we were.
We really were. So it's been a real joy, but y'all need to pray for me because she's keeping me up too late.
It's all my fault.
It is all her fault. So, y'all know that when I'm in Texas, it's really hard work, and so I need sleep, but I haven't been getting sleep. But it's kind of like Robin said, when you laugh as hard as we've been laughing, that is way more beneficial than sleep, okay? So I guess I can sleep later. That's what my precious mother says. She says she can sleep later. Right now she's going to play. So playing works what I've been doing, not sleep and rest, okay? So, all right, the other thing that Alicia said kept coming up, and you know that things seem to move in. Why are y'all not asking me questions? Here I am in the dunking booth, and nobody's throwing a ball at me. That doesn't even make sense. I know y'all are watching, because y'all tell me you are. But ask a question, okay? Now's your chance. Because y'all know if you don't ask me a question, we're going to talk about the prostate. Just ask anybody at Rotary. If you don't ask me a question, I'm going to start talking about what I want to talk about. Okay, well, what Alicia said that kept coming up today was men talking about testosterone. So low testosterone is just like low estrogen or low anything else. I mean, it's just silly to think that testosterone is going to be the same when you're 20 or when you're 40. That's stupid. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Y'all know there's no filter. My friend Heidi, where's Heidi? Heidi, if you're listening and you're not writing a question, I'm going to be mad at you. Well, Heidi says that it's not that I don't have a filter, it's that I choose not to use it. And I had a lady the other day tell me that I just wear my insanity like a badge. A badge of honor. Okay, so here's the thing. There are many, 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 many ways, well, not that many, maybe just many, many ways that you could possibly increase testosterone. I think that it's almost like you really can't trust men in this arena, because you ask them, who's that? Brenda. Hey, Brenda, we're glad you're with us. Here's the thing. If you ask somebody if they've got high blood pressure so you can decide which herbal formula to give them, they will say no just because they're taking a product that lowered their blood pressure. So that's silly, because that means they really do have blood pressure issues. Hi, Brenda. See, here's the thing. If you take even herbal things that could increase your blood pressure and you're already taking a prescription blood pressure, that could get you in trouble. So don't fib to whoever. Hopefully you're coming to Sweet Basil's to buy your product. But if we ask you if you have high blood pressure, we mean even if you're being treated for high blood pressure. So there's lots of things to take, even some that have a Sweet Basil label on them. But that's not my, I actually have I have one. Ta-da! Okay, this is my favorite. This is called Tester Max, and this, I understand, works pretty closely, not quite as well, but it works pretty closely to the prescription stuff. But you don't have to worry about it causing cancer because it's all natural. So this is the right approach, I think. This is a good approach, okay? It's a little bit pricey, $42, well, 41 something. But this one seems to work, and it's a cream, so I like that approach. I also like the homeopathic by Newton, testosterone by Newton, and of course when it's homeopathic, you can take it with any medication. It doesn't matter if you have high blood pressure, it doesn't matter about any of that. But I also like the amino acid L-arginine. L-arginine is really cool because it just replaces a protein that we needed anyway. So L-arginine increases testosterone at the same time lowers blood pressure. So how cool is that? So if you're going to go the L-arginine approach, you might want to do it with the powder so you can up the dose without having to take a lot of pills. Okay? All right, y'all. Questions? Y'all are usually so much better about asking questions. What's going on? Is it like a party that I wasn't invited to? Am I going to hear about this later? Well, y'all better say nice things about me. Okay, so what else? Mary Kay, you got a question?
Not at the moment. Oh, probably around thyroid, actually, Dr.
Okay.
Parrish.
Okay. Can y'all hear? She's saying it's probably about thyroid.
Yeah.
Hey, Pamela. I love you, Pam. How do you get your cholesterol lowered? Well, first of all, I kind of mostly basically don't believe in lowering cholesterol. Was that a loaded question? Because you know, Pam, you know, I don't believe in that. I think that that's a farce. I think if anything that we need to increase our cholesterol. There are lots of ways to lower cholesterol. Of course, red yeast rice works. It works in every form. But if your cholesterol truly is high enough to lower, then I say go for the big guns, go ahead and handle it, and the product is called Beyond Red Yeast Rice. That product, Pam, has the kitchen sink in it. It has everything that lowers cholesterol, all in one formula. but it's a little bit pricey. I think it's 20 something. Alicia, if you're still watching, baby, I sure appreciate you telling me. I think it's 20 something. I used to know these prices, guys, still until I started taking appointments and not being right there in the store with you as much. I knew the prices until the recession when all the prices changed. But I don't think it's, I just remember it's more expensive than the regular red yeast rice. But it's got everything in it. I mean, it has everything we know that lowers cholesterol in the same formula.
Right.
So, it's called Beyond Red Yeast Rice. I think it's by Cal. Okay. Mary Kay,
Yes, Dr. Parrish.
what was the question?
Well, I know for
I'm not
one
sure they
have
can hear
had
you
a-
talk real loud.
My thyroid is not working,
Okay.
and I'm taking that drug that I want to get off of.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's a lot of your clients that do have thyroid issues, and the thyroid, as we know, affects every
I hope
hormone
y'all
in our
can hear
body.
because she's sitting across the room.
Yeah.
Hey, David Michael. Alicia, what did you say? Not sure about the price. Okay, David Michael Jenkins has joined us. Yay. David Michael, I can't even pick on you. You've joined us. Now you're going to hear it. Okay. So there are a lot of things you can do for the thyroid. But Mary Kay, you need to know that I take prescription Armor, and I am very, very, very crazy about that product. Okay? It is prescription, and you do have to go through your medical doctor, but I like that one best of all. I think it's natural, and that's why they don't recommend it.
Right.
They say Synthroid instead of Armor, okay?
Yeah.
And Synthroid causes a major bone loss, or can cause a major bone loss. I better be careful what I'm saying live on Facebook, huh? Okay, David Michael Jenkins, by then you better not go anywhere. Okay, you're just going to pretend you're not listening. What was I going to pick on you about? It was definitely something. Now I've forgotten. That's the good news about being so ADD. Hey, Claire, glad you're with us. You haven't asked a question in a while. Come on, ask us a question. I'm in the Dunkin' booth. David Michael, you got one? I don't know why I was thinking it said dry eyes. Gosh, maybe I need my contacts changed. At least don't ask. I did just put a new one in. Come on, David Michael, ask a question. There was something that I was thinking. David Michael, it's really bad. I had to tell 2 more clients today. Sorry, I'm not going to get to see you when I'm in Dallas because you're well. Yay! Okay, Pam, thank you. A gentleman a couple of weeks ago asked, so I was asking for him about the cholesterol. But you know, I really believe cholesterol is important. I think one of the problems, one of the reasons why we have so much dementia right now is from lowering that cholesterol. So I think that, I think it's important to keep your cholesterol. So I didn't think it was you, Pam, because I knew you knew better. Okay. Who's got a question? Nobody's asking a question. Oh,
What's
Mary,
the
wait,
difference?
Mary Kay, let me finish saying
Okay.
this about the thyroid.
Okay.
Because some people that can't, that don't have a prescription for Armor, which is my favorite, Synthroid causes worse bone loss than Armor does. Armor is also prescription. If you can get a doctor to prescribe Armor for you, then you're so much better off to do Armor, okay? And that's the one that I do, and that's the one I like best. Supplements for alcohol withdrawal. A homeopathic. A homeopathic is probably the best. But I can tell you that make me go back to that thyroid. B1 is a B vitamin that makes us want alcohol more. But as far as withdrawal, there's actually one called alcohol withdrawal, a homeopathic. Lou Ellen, yay! Okay, Lou Ellen. So did you understand what I was saying about I wanted to get some more one-to-one information? I think it's important when we talk about rebuilding connective tissue that we make sure we pull the inflammation down first. Kind of like if you rebuilt something and it was off. Kind of like your faith or foundation to a house. I think it's just important to get the bottom part right. So that's why I was saying that I sure wish we could sit and talk a minute about the inflammatory effect. But with your medical background, you may have the answer to this, but I would like to, your friend that's wanting to know more information in this arena, then you might want to ask him if he's ever had his C-reactive, is that the right word, C-reactive protein check, so you would know the inflammatory marker, and then you would know whether or not you needed to talk inflammation first, and then once you get the inflammation down, then we talk about rebuilding. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I want to go back to the fact that there's a homeopathic that I really like. Now, that homeopathic for thyroid, I would only use that for someone that couldn't get that prescription. So if you have that prescription, yay! It's also very hard, no matter what anybody else says, it's really hard to go the other direction in that arena. Once you've been on the drug one, now almost everything else it's a little bit easier, but in the thyroid arena, it's almost like your body gets used to the drug, and so therefore it's almost like some of the other drugs they put people on, like Effects or Abilify or things like that, that the drug itself is difficult to come off of. So that's almost the truth when you're talking about thyroid also. So if you're taking Synthroid, I say talk your doctor into Armour, okay? Most physicians don't give a dose strong enough, so what you might want to try is to ask them to start at 60 and then increase it and check with blood test, and they'll agree to that, okay? Yeah, but there's a pro homeopathic that's called. Sorry, David Michael, I was thinking about your question also. The dopamine serotonin also works for alcohol withdrawal. The dopamine serotonin also works for alcohol withdrawal. But the B1 specifically is what the B vitamin that someone would be low in if they were wanting to drink too much, which is interesting to me. But serotonin, low serotonin is what causes people to want alcohol, you know. And so sometimes replacing the serotonin in the homeopathic form is a better approach than anything else. So if whoever you're asking for about the alcohol, you might want to also make sure that they are indeed taking the dopamine serotonin, or at least the serotonin one. If they're not one of my clients, then you might just send them to me. So because you have to be a client of mine before you can get that product. Okay, I don't mean. I'm sure there's other people in the country that can get that product too, but I designed that product. Yay! It was in that category of either everything God said was true or nothing he said was true. And he said he would work all things to my good. So when I got shingles on the face and on the cornea and in the ear and in the hair, and it kept on and on and on. And y'all know I'm the go-to person for shingles. So it was also tough emotionally, because I'm the person that everyone goes to about the shingles. So for me to have it so bad for so long, but the shingles part, Llewellyn, I hope you're still there. The shingles part only lasted 2 weeks because I did some magnet treatments and a bunch of other stuff that got rid of it. But it went straight to neuralgia. So I've had post-herpetic neuralgia for over 1.5 years. But had I not had that, then golly gee, how would have I thought about the dopamine? I would have never thought about adding the dopamine. So there you go. God's faithful. All right, who is that? Tammy Bryant. Yay. So Tammy, you and I haven't talked in a little while. I mean, except on Facebook. But we need to talk about this whole shingles thing. We need to talk about this sometime. Because everyone's saying to me, how do you keep from getting the shingles? Or this is the question I like the best. So now that you've been so sick for so long, how do you feel about the vaccine now? Well, I don't feel any differently about the vaccine. And all that pain for all that time, I would rather have that kind of pain than to roll the dice on whether or not I was going to be one of those who got Alzheimer's from all of the mercury and lead and aluminum, all the heavy metals that are in the vaccines. So no, even when I had open sores on my forehead, would I have done a vaccine of any kind? But here's the thing. I'm 65 next month, and I can tell you that I had the worst case of chickenpox they had ever documented in Atlanta, Georgia. So it's almost a guarantee that I was going to have a bad case of shingles. So the question is, for people my age and a little bit older, a little bit younger, when we know that we are the prime target, well, actually right now we're the prime target for more vaccines. Now they're trying to get us all to take a hepatitis vaccine. Don't even get me going. Fine. Okay. So would you mind checking your phone maybe? Oh, you don't have it with you. So you're pretty good. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So where was I? There is one thing you can do, one simple little thing, and that is to take L-lysine every morning. Lysine on an empty stomach. Hey Pam, sorry, backing up. I have a friend that recently had shingles and still is having trouble with the pain. Yeah, I know, it's really, really bad. It's really bad. It's the worst pain I've ever experienced. And every morning I would wake up, and y'all know my friend Robin wrote a book on the law of attraction, and y'all know how strongly I feel about that. So, I mean, y'all know that my attitude's usually good. I won't say always, but usually good. And I am telling you, every morning I'd wake up and go, well, today's the day. And then all of a sudden my face would start firing again. It was really, really bad. It was really hard. But Pam, to answer your question, the best thing your friend could do is the CBD oil. So I hope you've sent them to us for the CBD oil, because the CBD oil gave me more benefit than anything else. Absolutely, positively, without question. Wow. The CBD oil is all of the constituents of marijuana without the buzz. You don't get high on it. That part's been removed. However, there is such a smidgen of it. If somebody tested you, I'm saying this for people like Tammy that I know, or that are even Llewellyn, I don't know if you're still at the hospital, but people that I know that are still being drug tested at work, or could be. You need to know if they use a particular cheap form, then it might show up, and you might even want to tell your boss that you're doing CBD oil. But it doesn't have the high. So all the things that when we knew that marijuana worked for, which pain is the number one, well, maybe it's not the number one. Maybe the seizures were number one. Hence why I tried it, because neuralgia, it felt like seizures on my face. Okay, nothing worked as well as that CBD oil for pain and neuralgia. But I happen to know it's also preventative for cancer. And many of you have heard me say this. I'm not going to repeat her name, and she's not popping up, and neither is any of her family, so I don't know if they're listening. But I talked a lot about how the CBD oil, she sent me a text, and I think it's posted, I think it might be posted on CharleneParish.com. But I think it's posted under biomagnetic pairing, which is just where all the testimonies are. We're going to get that changed. But she made the statement that it absolutely, positively helped with her insomnia, and that she thinks it removed the PTSD. Now, all that sounds wonderful in itself, but the reason that's so incredible is because she's a 2-time cancer survivor. So, if it's working for insomnia and PTSD, is it not also working to prevent cancer? Now, a couple of you who are talking with me right now have been using the CBD oil and find it to be really fabulous. Does anyone want to give a quick testimony? Because I think, how many minutes do we have left? I think we only have a couple of minutes left.
2 minutes.
2, did you say? So 2 minutes. Does anyone want, I don't want to call anyone's name out, but somebody give a good testimony on that CBD oil, because I know y'all did last week. I know somebody, a client, that got off of Valium using the CBD oil. I thought that was especially cool, but I can tell you it really worked for me. It really worked for me for the neuralgia and the pain. It also helped calm me down. We have it in Sweet Basil's it's so funny because I came back from the show saying, well, David, this was last December before last. And I came back saying, well, the buzz is about CBD oil. He goes, what's that? Who is that? Michael Beasley. Alicia, did you answer David Michael said he said, well, bye then. No, did he ask? I did answer him. He's just messing with me. Oh, Pam says that would be her. It was her. It was her. I guess we're out of time, guys. But thanks so much for following me. Tell your friends and save your questions for next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Do you do that